Chennedy Carter is back in the news because she played one-on-one with N3on and had a conversation with him after it was over. Now, maybe some of y'all know who N3on is. I personally did not, but N3on is a very, very popular YouTuber. They ended up playing, he's a big basketball fan. They ended up playing one-on-one, and this was one of those things where they were both like half playing in a lot of ways. But ultimately Chennedy Carter went from like breaking a whole bunch of shots to ultimately winning the game. So N3on, he has almost 900,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like he's a big deal, right? And so they decided to play one-on-one on a court that sounded very odd. Did anyone else think that court sounded odd to you? Like it just sounded like, I don't know, it didn't sound like a real basketball court. I don't know. Maybe it was the flooring or like whatever, but I don't know. It didn't sound like a regular court. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. They ended up playing one-on-one, and you know, it was rough. It was a rough start for Chennedy Carter at first, where she was bricking shots, and then N3on ended up grabbing the lead for a minute, and it looked like, oh, N3on was about to win the game, but then Chennedy Carter started to lock in a little bit more and knock down some shots. And ultimately, we saw, hoodie and all, Chennedy Carter gets the job done. Final score, I believe, was 11-7, I believe. And Chennedy Carter, you know, she did her thing. Barely played any defense. Like, neither one of them barely played any defense. They were just kind of hoping that the other person would miss. But yeah, anyway, it was actually really cool to see Chennedy Carter in this light. Like, you know, she was just having a good time, just hooping, enjoying, having fun, you know, joking. Like she was just cool. And she said that she was a fan of N3on. Again, I don't know who he is. I assume she was telling the truth that she was a fan of him and not just saying it just to say it. But yeah, it was like cool content to just see Chennedy Carter, who we probably will not see in the WNBA this year. More about that in a sec. But it was kind of cool to just see her play and do something on the screen, right? We all know that she did her thing in China this past year. And so it's just about, it's cool to just see her on our YouTubes. And it seemed like she had her own video person there as well. So we may end up seeing some of this content on her YouTube channel. And maybe that's something that she's going to be doing during the WNBA season while, stuff is happening. She can still engage with the fans and whatnot on YouTube, which is kind of cool. But I do want to share with you all a clip of probably the juiciest thing that she talked about with N3on. And so after the one-on-one happened, they ended up having a conversation, and she was asked specifically, why is she still a free agent? And I wanted to just go through her.
Are you a free agent?
I don't know, y'all. I think sometimes that's the way things play out. I think you just gotta stay patient and just keep watching, though.
Wait, you have the chat on?
Yeah, they were asking some great, juicy questions for me.
What were they asking you?
Basketball related.
Okay. Like what? All right. So whenever a girl gets on stream, they get weird, like about like physical and like, hey, listen, bro, all right, I'm gonna tell y'all this, okay? She's a very professional woman. She's a WNBA player. Put some respect on her name. I got you. Because they be like, well, I'm gonna just say they're hornballs. So they're very.
It seems like he misinterpreted, number one, what she was being very, very vague, and he assumed it was people just trolling her as a female basketball player. But it was different than that. They were asking about her free agency, but so he didn't know, so that's why he was saying, whatever he was saying. Anyway.
Oh yeah, N3on, in this day and age, it'd be like that sometimes. Right? But like, you gotta understand, like, it happened to me when I was playing in the WNBA. Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen the clip. You seen the clip or no?
Which one?
The little clip where I bumped somebody, the little clip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's trolls happen, man. They're gonna be there.
I know. I
But
didn't want to
listen,
bring
let
it
me
up
tell you
because I don't know
this:
if you want to talk about it.
if
But
they not, oh, I knew. Listen, I knew it was coming. But listen, if they don't hate on you, you're not doing something right. Like they gonna hate on you.
that's facts. So what was
What
like
you want to know though? This is your stream.
Okay, so what was like the response after that happened? I saw the clip. What was like the internet's response? And they're all saying facts.
Oh my gosh, it was just crazy. Like ESPN Sports Center, blam, blam, blam. Just reporters saying vulgar, crazy things towards me. Just a lot of just disrespect. But I mean, it comes with being a black female athlete, you know,
like you got
at the top
targeted?
of the game. No. I mean, I feel like I'm one of the best players in the world, so I think that comes with it, you know.
Facts. And your stats.
And
prove
if you didn't know, you know, like I said, it's a new generation. That's how you can tell. Like back in the day, the W was a little bit different. New fans coming in, you may know, you may not know. Now you do, you know. I'm one of those ones. I'm really like that.
How long have you been in the WNBA for?
4 years. When I first came, I was drafted to the Atlanta Dream.
Okay.
Yeah. I find this part hilarious because she's talking like old school WNBA and how like you know it was different than nowadays, and she's barely been in the league. She has barely been in the league, and so it's just like it's like, girl, what do you know about old school WNBA? No, I thought that was I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, she's right about like the physicality of like how the WNBA used to be, but I just thought it was kind of funny that like a young player would say that, you know. Anyway, let's continue.
You do, you know. I'm one of those ones. I'm really like that.
How long have you been in the WNBA for?
4 years. When I first came, I was drafted to the Atlanta Dream. When I first came in, played a little bit, did okay, went to the Sparks. Then I played with the Sky. I had the best season of my life last season.
I saw the stats. You're like that. You're like that. And you play, that's the Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So then you're on the team with Angel Reese.
Yeah. Barbie.
Oh, yeah, are y'all very close?
Yeah, she's a great person, man.
That's amazing.
I love Angel.
That's amazing. You know, I've talked to some NBA players, and they say, how is it like in the WNBA, like when it comes to like teammates? Is everyone very close, or is it more like a business? Because I've heard different stories from NBA players.
You know, they just had this league down here called Unrivaled, and I think it was a great way for everybody to get closer, get to know each other.
Okay.
I think team-based, like when I was playing in Chicago, there was a lot of like partying, going out, and things like that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard during the season when you're traveling and stuff, but I think like that was the first really opportunity for girls to like really chill, kick it, make a lot of money and get to know each other because it's really crazy hectic during the season. So yeah.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Damn. Should ask if she thinks WNBA players should be paid the same as NBA players.
I think it's coming. Just stay tuned. I think it's coming.
WNBA is blowing up. Numbers wise.
So, this is probably gonna be clip number 1 of what you will probably see on social or if it hasn't happened already in the coming days. The talk about should WNBA players get paid, what the NBA players are getting, you know, and the whole it's coming soon thing. Come on, it's not like it's not right. Now the WNBA players are gonna get more money for sure, but it's not gonna be a thing where you know they're gonna get the same number of money. Like it's just really not gonna happen, in my opinion. But anyway, let's listen to the rest of the conversation.
Like on ESPN, everything. Like I feel like in general, like basketball is coming. I feel like the live viewership is so much less, but the social media interaction is so much more.
No, I think last year there were a lot of games, bro. You just gotta tune into the right games. Like
no, I'm talking about the NBA too. Like in general, both.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you could say that.
Because get Pat, what is the WNBA? Are you stupid? Yeah, what are you saying, bro? But yeah, a lot of people are starting to watch WNBA. That's fact. Okay, I got the address sent. We'll talk more at the place. With this Miami Heat, a smoothie would be so good right now, and they got a crazy chicken quesadilla.
All right, man, come on.
You came in your own car, right?
Yeah. We good to go.
All right. Well, I will meet you there. How far is this place? Let me see. I think it's like right here. Yeah, that shit's right here. All right.
Anyway.
Bet on myself.
You be winning people money.
Nah,
You got it easily.
I got one.
Easy.
I like JG. You think they're going to beat the Warriors?
Yeah, I love talking about this, man. It's like, oh my God, you just went crazy. My bet cashed.
Nah, but like if they see me at
whoever's number I got. Yeah, I look crazy. All right.
We shall see, guys.
Okay. Like what?
Anyway. I just wanted to talk about Chennedy Carter real quick, and I was like, oh, this is a cool opportunity to talk about her.
No. I mean, I feel like I'm one of the best players in the world, so I think that comes with it, you know?
Facts. And
if you didn't know, you know, like I said, it's a new generation. That's how you can tell. Like back in the day, the W was a little bit different. New fans.
Yeah, this back in the day clip is just hilarious. Like, you've barely been in the league. But back in the day, it was more physical. It was. But I was just like, man, I just thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, she talked about the Caitlyn Clark, you know, shoulder check thing. She was saying no harm. She wasn't trying to harm Caitlyn. You know, stuff spiraled out of control. You know, she has no hate towards Caitlyn and blah, 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 blah. Do I think, I mean, yes, but also, like, you know, I also think that Chennedy Carter knows what she says, and she knows how she says it, and she knows how it's going to come across. And ultimately, people are going to take this and run with it and turn it into a whole bunch of stuff. Now, do we see shoulder checks and all that stuff happen? Not that often. Sure, they happen, but like, you know, they also don't get, you know, talked about very much. And so that's a thing. That's a thing that we all have to acknowledge. Like, this is a shoulder check that literally never will die, because it's constantly talked like it's constantly brought up, constantly talked about. Whereas I don't believe any other shoulder check was like talked about. Here we go.
Break down that situation that happened.
Yeah. So in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, you know, that's a part of basketball. I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said, and then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court, then I hit like a little bucket, you feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull-up. And then I just like, you know, just give her like a little like, I'm here. Like, you know, I don't think it was, you know what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like, I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him. So I'm just like, it's like one of those things, like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing, it's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's one of those things. But like, yeah, it's kind of what happened. Then it spiraled out of control.
And then the media takes whatever narrative they want.
So you watch every single game to see if you can find any deflects in my game, and like it's really nothing that you probably could say too much about. So then you have trolls, and that's what I said. They're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like I'm here, not to like harm you or anything. You know, if you want to push somebody, you're gonna like full force like.
People really made it like a crazy big deal. I've seen the clip.
Yeah,
but like
with Miller Mock College's online programs, you can learn here, or.
That's weird.
Well, they dragged it like crazy.
I mean, that happens, man. Like, it's one of those things. I'm a great player. She's a great player. It looks a certain way. Everybody's going to have their views on it. But my personal view is, you know, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things that, I love it, though. They think I hate it. I love it. I love when it gets riled up and juicy like that.
You feed off of, like what people say and shit, and it makes you more
motivated.
motivated.
That's what I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, I love the hate. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Oh man. The Chennedy Carter villain arc continues. Not that I actually think she's a villain. I think she's comfortable playing that role. And you know, here is the thing. Do shoulder checks happen? Yes. Do they happen very often? Not in the WNBA. And ultimately, guys, you know, Chennedy Carter is a fantastic player. She does not dislike Caitlyn, I don't think. I don't think she dislikes anybody. I think she just does whatever she does in the moment. And then the chips fall where they may. And ultimately, that is why, in my opinion, Chennedy Carter is still unsigned. Chennedy Carter is one of the best players in the world, in my opinion. You know, basketball is basketball, you know, tempers flare, right? But that moment went viral. And if that was against someone else, probably doesn't go as viral as it does, but it did. And ultimately, Chennedy Carter became, in a lot of ways, the villain in the story last year. And she's okay with wearing that label. Because here's the deal. Chennedy Carter is a walking bucket. She knows that. Everybody else knows that, right? In China, she was balling. In the WNBA this past year, she was balling. She had her best season ever with the Chicago Sky. But even with that, she is now without a team, right? This is someone who is an elite, and I mean elite basketball player. 17.5 points a game last year, I think. One of the quickest guards in the league. She's fantastic, right? Denise says on January 20th, 2025, Carter became the first player in the 2024-2025 season to record a triple-double for the WCBA with 33 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 steals, 1 block performance. Here's the deal. Everybody knows how good Chennedy Carter is. But Chennedy Carter embraced the villain role last year, and it seems like teams don't want to touch that with the 10-foot pole. They don't want to touch it. Everybody knows the talent. Everybody knows. But why Chennedy Carter is still unsigned is because of this, in my opinion. Chennedy Carter is fine with being the villain. And unfortunately for the WNBA, well, I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever your perspective is, WNBA teams are not dealing with it. They don't want to deal with that as a talking point for their squad, right? They don't want to. So the Chicago Sky, in my opinion, I wanted Chennedy Carter to return. I did. But she's not returning, and it looks like she will not be in the WNBA this year. Looks like she will not be in the league. All right? And it seems like Chennedy Carter is probably going to, appear on YouTube channels, make her own YouTube stuff. Like, she's going to do her own thing during the WNBA season, and then she's going to go overseas. That's what it seems like right now. Because as of this exact moment, Chennedy Carter is unsigned. Right? We are at April 21st. The WNBA starts in a matter of weeks. So it seems likely that she's not going to be playing in the W this year, which just for the love of the game, it sucks because I love watching Chennedy Carter play. I think Chennedy Carter is an amazing player. Amazing. You can't tell me she wouldn't be starting on a huge amount of these teams in a W, right? So it's a whole thing. Anyway, we got some super chats. Let's get to the super chats. Thank you so much, Crank That, for the super chat. Says she's leaving out reasons why she's switching teams. Well, yeah, of course, because she wants to tell the story how she wants to tell the story. Yeah. Shay, thank you so much for the super chat. Says hit that like button. Yes, please hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. It really does help. Thank you for your support, guys. Truly appreciate it. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all rocking with me, and I appreciate it. Crank That, thank you so much for the super chat. Says she hip checked Caitlyn Clark on a dead ball, not during play. Well, yeah, true. And to her point, that's probably happened quite a bit in the NBA. But this isn't the NBA, and stuff gets treated differently. All right, stuff gets treated differently. All right, thank you so much, GDM, for the super chat. Says, imagine her in Unrivaled. I love that. Yeah, dog. Chennedy would have won the 1v1 tournament, in my opinion. Now, we don't know because she never played in it, but speculation. I feel like she probably could have won that and made a lot of impact on an Unrivaled. I'm telling you,